Good evening. Have you ever wondered about Michael Jackson and what skin disease or disorder he might have? Or what Stacy London from What Not to Wear, why she has the white streak in the front of her head? Or if the person next to you might have white spots on their hand? Have you ever wondered what that was? Well, today hopefully I can answer those questions. Today I'm here to talk to you about vitiligo. What is vitiligo? What the different types of vitiligo are, and how you can treat vitiligo. My mom has had vitiligo for most of my life, and I'm beginning to get vitiligo too. I bet you're wondering, what is vitiligo? Well, according to the National Institute of Arthritis and Musculoskeletal and Skin Diseases, NIAMI, another word for it, it's the absence of color. Between 0.5 and 1% of the world has vitiligo, which is between 1 and 2 million people in the United States. Half of those people get it by the age of 20, and the other half get it by the age of 40. It happens in all races, happens in both men and women, but it's especially noticeable in people that have dark skin. So I bet you're wondering, who is susceptible? Well, according to the Mayo Clinic, people that have autoimmune disorders, which would be like arthritis, fibromyalgia, even anemia, like the lack of iron, those people are autoimmune disorders. Or it can be genetic, which means that someone in your family might have it. So there's two different types according to anti-vitiligo and vitiligo relief: the generalized and the localized. And I'd like to show you exactly what those are. So if you look in my slide here, in the top corner you'll see an arm. That is actually vulgaris. And vulgaris is just a sprinkling of vitiligo all over. It kind of looks like the reverse of freckles. And if you look to the right of that, you'll see that there's a young man. And that is actually acrofacial. And also the one right below it, that's acrofacial. That affects the eyes and the mouth. And mixed is a combination. And then I also have universalis, which is large white spots all over the body. Then let's look at the next slide, and that's actually localized. And there's three different kinds that fall in the localized category. If you look at the man's leg in the top corner, you'll actually see he just has one spot, and that one spot is actually called focal. And then there's a hand on the other side, and that's actually segmental. It's hard to tell in this because you actually need two to determine that, but that's actually mirror each other. So the other hand probably looks like just similar to that hand. And right below that we have musculoskeletal, or muscle, and actually muscle affects the mucous membranes. So it can be inside the mouth or on the genitalia, and I actually have a picture of a man's genitalia there with the vitiligo on. I'm going to show you a picture of my mom. My mom has more than one type of vitiligo. If you see on her arm, she actually has a large patch of it on her arm. She has some patches on her stomach. And if we go to the next slide here, you'll see that she has segmental. You can see her hands mirror each other. It's quite noticeable on her hands because the areas that have pigment in, or tan or color, they get darker. On her legs, it's not so noticeable because her legs don't actually see the sunlight too much. So, what are ways that we treat vitiligo? I'm just going to go over about three. And according to NIAMS, there's early treatment is the best treatment. First one I want to talk about is topical steroid cream. And this is a cream that you just rub on the area, and then hopefully that it helps regenerate the melanin that's in the areas around it and help it move into the areas that are white. And the next is Sorlin chemotherapy. And Sorlin chemotherapy is actually, Sorlin is a drug that you would take, and it actually is a chemical that reacts with the sunlight, so it would help reproduce the areas again to morph into the area of white. And so you could either take it inside or actually rub it on as a cream, then you'd want to go out in the sunlight or actually sit under a UVA lamp. And the third is actually depigmentation. And according to the Boston Globe, February 12, 1993 issue, is Jackson a victim of vitiligo? This is the choice that he chooses. He actually chooses to remove some of the pigment from the skin that has color in it yet, so that it's not so noticeable. So this is why his skin gets lighter and lighter, because he has vitiligo. So today we discussed vitiligo. We discussed what it was, we discussed the different types, and we also discussed a few possible treatments that you might do. So if you look at this picture of Michael Jackson and of Stacy London and you think, what would happen if I got vitiligo? You and I are probably predisposed, because my mom has vitiligo, and someone in your family might have vitiligo or even an autoimmune disorder that could make you susceptible. So the next time you see Stacy London or Michael Jackson, think about how vitiligo could affect your life. Thank you.